asked and you answered, and the most overwhelming response as to what you'd like to see more of on this channel was slow cooker meals. So that's exactly what I've done for you. Today I've got 4 super simple recipes, perfect for this time of year and family approved. So let's go and take a look. So we're going to start off with one of my absolute favourite autumn recipes, which is this smoky chorizo and beef stew. So you're going to want to get 1 beef stock pot and add 200 ml of water to this. Give it a good mix. To that we're going to add a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 2 teaspoons of brown sugar and 200 ml of red wine or a really good quality beer. Next up we need 25 grams of corn flour, a teaspoon of paprika and some salt and pepper in a bowl, and we're going to give this a little mix around and then add that to 400 grams of diced beef. Give this a good mix around so that it's coated evenly, and then into a really hot pan you want to brown off your beef. Make sure you don't overcrowd the pan because otherwise your beef will steam and you won't get that lovely crispiness that you need for the flavour. Once your beef is all browned off, we're going to remove it from the pan and add a tablespoon of oil. Then I'm going to add in 2 sliced onions and 2 cloves of chopped garlic. Whilst that's cooking, I chopped up my chorizo. I use this one from Lidl and it's one of the best quality chorizos I can say that I've ever bought. You can just see when I've cut into it, the colours. So once your onions have been cooking for a couple of minutes and started to soften, add your chorizo into the pan and give it a few minutes to release some of its spicy, smoky flavour. Then you're going to go in with 2 tablespoons of tomato puree and let this cook off. It's really important that you cook off the tomato puree because it's got less of an acidic flavour. Then we're going to add this all into our slow cooker with 1 chopped carrot, a teaspoon of oregano and 2 bay leaves. Pop your onion and chorizo mixture on the top of this, and then of course make sure you add in all those lovely juices. To this we're just going to add our liquid that we made earlier, and then literally you're just going to pop on your lid and let this cook for 7 to 8 hours until your beef is literally melt in the mouth and falling apart. This makes your house smell delicious. Once your beef is done, you can serve it with your choice of side. Obviously, creamy mashed potato is definitely my go-to, and I just topped it with some spring onions. Living in a house with 3 boys, obviously they all wanted something different, so one had rice and one even had it spooned over chips with some grated cheese on top. This is the perfect dish for keeping you nice and warm as the weather's getting colder. So for our next recipe, we're going to want to marinate some chicken thighs. Ideally, you want to do this at least 3 to 4 hours before you're going to put it in your slow cooker. But if you've only got 30 minutes, it's absolutely fine. So to start with, we are going to go in with 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. You can use normal paprika if that's all you have. I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. I'm going to want 4 cloves of garlic or 4 teaspoons of garlic granules. I will have all these recipes written in the description box below this video, the amounts, quantities, things that I've used. Then we're going to go in with 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. If you don't like spice, then you could do half a teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, teaspoon of ground coriander, about half teaspoon of black pepper, and then 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm using this Maldon smoked sea salt, but any salt is fine. I'm just going to combine that together. So jumping in with a voiceover here because my eldest and youngest decided to have a full-blown argument, but we are going to add around 60 ml of oil to our mixture and also 60 ml of plain yoghurt, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and 1 tablespoon of lime juice. Then you're going to add in 800 grams of skinless and boneless chicken thighs. Give this a good mix around. Then we're going to pop this in a freezer bag and put it into the fridge for preferably 3 to 4 hours, overnight if you can, but if you've only got 30 minutes, that's fine. So when your chicken has finished marinating, whether it's for a few hours or overnight, you're just going to put it straight into your slow cooker. So as I've used chicken thighs, you can either do 6 hours on the low setting or you can do 3 hours on the high setting. If I was using chicken breast, I would do 4 hours on the low setting and 2 hours on a high setting. So it dries it out a bit more if it's chicken breast, but thighs are a little bit fattier. So you're going to add no liquid to this whatsoever, just the chicken, any remaining marinade that's in the bag. And then we're just going to cook this now. So I'm going to do mine on low because it works out perfectly for dinner time, and your house is going to smell amazing all day. So after about 6 hours it's going to look like this. So I'm just going to take it out, shred it up, and then I'm going to stir it through all those lovely juices while I cook some rice and do some flatbreads. So this is how I'm serving my chicken. It's shredded apart lovely. It literally just fell apart. And we've got some nice like crispy bits on it as well. So I've just got a little Greek salad. I've got some olives and feta and some cucumber mixed leaves, and then I've done some turmeric rice as well. And then I would serve this with a big dollop of mint yogurt on the top and probably some chili flakes. I just forgot to add the flatbread. It's only when the microwave beeped at me that I remembered they were in there. So yeah, you can pop all that in a flatbread. And that is what the chicken looks like when it's all cooked. Just falls apart. So here's just another way to serve it. It's basically the same thing but all piled onto one flatbread. These are the Greek kitchen flatbreads. We've done a yogurt and mint dressing on the bottom. We've added cayenne pepper, lots of coriander because the boys aren't that keen on that, and the olives and feta, and it just looks amazing. Really looking forward to trying this. So this recipe is a super simple one, and I'm just going to make a creamy sausage potato dish. Just throw it all in your slow cooker in the morning, leave it on for like 6 hours or so. Dinner will be done when you are ready. So I'm using these Matteson smoked sausages. I haven't used these for ages. Ideally I'd probably use kielbasa in this, but I haven't got any and I got these. So they're a lot smaller than I remember them being, but I'm going to use 2 of these. 500 grams of baby potatoes, an onion, some garlic and coriander, some stock, and then towards the end of cooking we're going to add in some cream cheese, and that is really how simple it is. So for this recipe we're just going to go in with 500 grams of baby potatoes just chopped in half. Then I've got my 2 smoked sausages, 1 chopped onion. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of garlic granules. I'm going to go in with 2 teaspoons of coriander leaf. You could use fresh herbs in this, but this is what I've got in the cupboard, so that's what's going in. This would be lovely with sliced mushrooms as well, but one of my boys detests them, so I'm not putting it in. I'm also going to go in with a little bit of the Maldon smoked sea salt. You could just use normal salt. Probably about a teaspoon. And then a little bit of black pepper. And I've got 1 cup, which is like 250 ml of stock. I'm using beef stock, but you can use chicken if you'd rather. So I'm just going to pop on my lid. This is going to go on low for 6 to 8 hours, basically just until your potatoes are cooked. So as soon as they're cooked, we can go on to add in our soft cheese and a little bit of corn flour if needed. So now our potatoes are soft and all those lovely flavours have kind of mixed together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add in 1 tub of full fat soft cheese, and I've also decided to pop in some frozen veg because I feel like this looks like it just needs a little bit of veg. So I'm going to pop the cream cheese in, the frozen veg. We're going to give it another half an hour and then I'll come back to you. Okay, we're just going to give that a good mix. Once your cream cheese and vegetables are all mixed in, I've just got 3 heaped teaspoons of corn flour and the tiniest amount of water. I'm just going to add that in. This is going to thicken it up really nicely. And then I'm going to pop my slow cooker on high and I'm going to give this another 30 minutes. And then we should have a lovely creamy cheesy sausage and potato dish. So after another 30 minutes on high, our sauce has thickened up really nicely. Those vegetables are just cooked through. And it tastes amazing, even if I do say so myself. So I'm just going to pop this in some bowls, add a little bit of grated cheese on top. You could always put some garlic bread or some nice crusty bread with it, but yeah, I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. Proper autumn like comfort food. So I've just topped mine off with a little bit of dried tarragon and some cayenne pepper just to give it a little kick. Might just part bake a nice crusty bread roll, put loads of butter on it, and yeah, creamy smoked sausage casserole. So this is a super simple macaroni chili cheese recipe, and this is no browning, no anything. So we are literally just going to go in straight away with our lean beef steak mince. This is 500 grams, and yes, I hate the way they package it now. On top of that, we're going to add in a carton of passata. There's 500 grams in here. Apologies if the angle's changed. Of course my battery just ran out. So to the passata we're going to add a good squeeze of tomato puree, probably around a tablespoon, maybe just over. We've got 3 cloves of crushed garlic, and then you'll need some chili seasoning. Our Lidl has run out of chili seasoning, so I'm just going to use this taco one. It's practically the same spices, but you could make your own or you could use a proper chili one. So we're going to add this in. I'm going to go in with some chili powder as well, probably about a teaspoon. If you don't like spice, you can leave this out. And then we're just going to season this with salt and pepper. I'm just going to give this a good mix, then I'm going to cover it and pop it on high for 4 hours. So that's part 1 done. Cover it up, pop it on high for 4 hours, or you could put it on low for 7 to 8 hours. Completely up to you. So after 4 hours on high, our chilli is looking amazing. I don't know if you can see that very well. It smells so good and it's like really rich in colour. So now what we're going to do is I've got 250 grams of macaroni, so I'm just going to add that in. Put in 1 chopped pepper. I've got 500 ml of stock. I'm using beef stock because I think it goes with chilli. And I'm just going to give that a mix through. Now I'm going to pop my lid back on and I'm going to give it 45 minutes. If you did it on low, I'd probably give it an hour just to cook the pasta. So this is after 45 minutes, the pasta is cooked. And what I'm going to do now, I've got about 130 grams of cheddar. I'm going to put the majority of it in and stir it through, saving a little bit just for a garnish on top. I'm just going to mix that through and then I'll serve it up and I will show you what it looks like. So here we are served up. I've just added some grated cheddar, some coriander and some really thick Greek yogurt. You could add some sour cream, but I find Greek yogurt, if you get the traditional like strained Greek yogurt, not like the Greek style, it really works. Excuse the dog sniffling around in the background. It just tastes just as creamy and it's actually better for you. So yeah, this is our cheesy macaroni chili pasta. It was really easy to do and it tastes amazing. So that's it for this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it and maybe it's inspired you to get your slow cooker back out, because let's face it, it is the perfect time of year for those really warming dishes. I'll leave all the ingredients typed out below this video, and if you've got any questions at all, just pop them in the comment box and I will answer you as soon as I can. If you have enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, please leave me a like and subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of thing, and I'll be back really soon with another video. Take care, guys.